So here now is my Greg's list. Do you guys mind if I do a Greg's list? So this list is my personal opinion. That is the crux of this Greg's list. Our quest to find out who is number one on Greg's list. You guys can hang out with me while we do this. And you are number one on Greg's list. I mean, the entire network is apparently going to Lauren Shahadi's Super Bowl party. I didn't get an invite. I don't understand.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea.
I mean, it has to be a reason, Greg. I got invited. So Harold got invited.
You know what? I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to have a good time on my own. So I'm going to throw my own Super Bowl party.
Do you throw good parties?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I sent out RSVPs. Here are the first 9 people I invited to my big game party. My Greg's list. Number 9, oh, he's my baseball father. Larry Boa, my former colleague. I went out and bought a wig that's got a perm because Larry Boa used to have a perm, and he's going to wear it at my party. You're going to miss that. Number 8, Cristiano McCose.
No, I ain't going to make it, Greg.
Dude, come on.
I'm going to Lauren's party, bro.
If I put you on my Greg's list.
Take me off the Greg's list. Don't matter. I ain't going to make it. You my boy, but I already RSVP'd, and you know how that works.
You just ruined my own Greg's list.
Can't cancel ours.
Let's get back to the Greg's list. At number 7, I need someone that's going to crack a few jokes. Paul Rudd loves Kansas City. He's going to be cheering for the Chiefs. So Paul Rudd, and your wonderful smile, the ladies will be so happy you're there. But I don't want you to steal the show the entire time. I need someone that represents Philly that's also funny. At number 6, I'm bringing Kevin Hart to the party, right? Kevin Hart got the RSVP. If he shows up and I got Paul Rudd in the house, amazing. He loves the birds. He wants the Eagles. They'll be sparring back and forth with one-liners. Party's going to be hot. But I need some KC legends in the house as well, okay? Let's bring in Bo Knows. Bo Jackson. Kansas City's finest.
Hold on, Greg. So you're going to invite Bo, show him throwing out Harold, and not invite Harold?
Time out. Number 4 on Greg's list is my dear friend, Harold Reynolds.
Okay, I was about to say, Harold was about to be upset.
You don't think Harold's going to go to Shahadi's party over mine?
No, he'll be happy that you put him above Bo.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. He's going to show up at my party. Number 3 on Greg's list is where it gets really tough. He's a huge, huge Eagles fan. Mike Trout got the RSVP. Mike Trout.
He's going to be turned up. Maybe face paint, the fully platted up.
Superstar, right? Loves Philly. So I need a superstar that loves the Chiefs and loves Kansas City to sit next to Mike Trout. I'm bringing Bobby Witt Jr. to my Super Bowl party.
Good call. Good call.
Right?
You got some parity in there. Like, you got some Eagles fans, some Chiefs fans. Guys go head-to-head.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's going to steal the show, though.
No. And look, they're boys, by the way. Mahomes and Bobby Witt are boys. Here's number 1 on Greg's list. It's not Bobby Witt Jr. Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, I'm going to guess he's never been at a Super Bowl party yet. He's coming to mine. I sent him the RSVP. He's going to hit me back. And by the way, this is now in baseball history. This is the 50th time that Shohei Ohtani has been number 1 on Greg's list, which means Shohei Ohtani is the first 50-50-50 player in the history of the game.
Greg, that's a little overkill there. I understand you wanted him to make the 50-50-50, but you're kind of like a little bit of a fanboy. Like, Ohtani does not want to come to your...
Oh, Shohei Ohtani would have a blast.
No,
Did you see the other people?
I guarantee you he will not show up at your Super Bowl party.
I can't believe you're not showing up at my Super Bowl party.
Well, I already said yes. Like, I can't go back on what I already said.
You know what?
That'd be me being a bad friend. If I said yes to yours first, then I wouldn't maybe not go to hers. But
you're on TV with me much more than you are with Lauren Shahadi. I feel like I've been stabbed.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
You know what? You're making fun of my list a little bit. That Shohei shouldn't be number 1. I'm gonna make a list. You make a list of who you would invite to your Super Bowl party if you were throwing one and not going to Lauren Shahadi's Super Bowl party over your friend Greg Amsinger's Super Bowl party. Whatever. Anyway, that's the big.
Longtime Vegas bookmaker Dave Sherpan.
Who do you think's going to win?
I think the Rams are going to win the game, guys.
Every book takes down the anthem time.
You're worried about the anthem time?
Well, was there any huge bet that you booked on a Super Bowl that comes to mind?
I've told this story many times. I've taken $1 million. Someone put $1 million in cash in 2011, and he reached down below the counter and popped it up. and he had a 1.1 in the bag.
Why is this dude lurking?
I'm on the air right now. Thank you.
He's lurking. Do you remember the guy lurking behind your shoulder, though?
I do.
That bugged the crap out of me.
Oh, Matty, I got to put my glasses back on. I got a reputation to uphold.
You know, our friend Dave Sherpan has joined us this time of year for the last number of years from Radio Row, from his home confines in Vegas. He is the co-host of the Cash Considerations podcast, and we love visiting with Dave about
serious, $1 million cash right there, Dave?
Yeah, it was nothing, HR. It was just another day. It was 2011. I'll never forget it. I told the story 100 times. I wasn't expecting it because it was earlier than it is right now. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and the guy just showed up, wanted to play, pretending like he didn't even know what the spread was. He asked me a couple questions, and I thought, man, this guy probably hasn't been to bed yet, to be perfectly honest. It was, because in Vegas, Matty G would know, or Matty V would know, you do this, and people stay up all night and then show up and they want to do like a teaser or something, and they involve a basketball game and a football game and things like that. I'm just saying that stuff happens in Vegas all the time.
Yeah, there are dummies like me that do stuff like that all the time. Did that guy win that play, Dave?
He bet the Packers, and then 18 minutes later, we were -2.5, -110. He laid it for 1.1 to win 1. We didn't even move it to 3. Because by that time, we had so much money in there, we were afraid to go to 3. But a guy came in and took 2.5 on the Steelers, even money. We went to 2.5 -120. For those of you that are in the business, you realize that's not really much of a move.
To me.
Hey,
Yeah, it's a foreign language.
Before we get into some of your props, where has most of the action been on this Super Bowl? Because the line has only moved by a half point. It's 1.5. The total hasn't moved at all, sitting pretty firm at 49. Has there been big money for anything?
It's crazy. I do the show called Bostonian versus the Book, and you've been on it, and we've talked to multiple bookmakers in town. We're focusing on a lot of stuff that's going on in Vegas. So far, it's been slow. It's been hard to get up to this point the action that you're used to. Every guy that I talk to, all my buddies that are doing it in books here, said they're behind as far as the amount of money placed up to this point. So for whatever reason, I don't know if it's, people wanted to see Buffalo. People are tired of seeing the Chiefs. The Eagles really are that good. I don't know what the reason is, but handle has been less. And it's the line, too, guys. Like, it's a pick-em game, essentially, with a 1-point line. And I don't know. I found a couple props that I think we can talk about.
Yeah, let's do it, because I know people are like the numbers on Kelsey yardage. It's gotten ridiculous. The numbers on Saquon yardage has gotten ridiculous. Let's start in on these, Dave. Longest field goal made, over under 48.5 yards. What do you like there?
Well, for a lot of the people watching the show, that number has moved in a lot of places to 47.5. I like it under, because I think both teams are going to look to go for it a little bit more. So I don't know if we're going to get a long field goal attempt, only unless they have to. So I don't think there's going to be one at 50 yards. I mean, the Eagles don't try them.
No, the Eagles go a lot on fourth down.
Yeah,
the kicking game's not
City
been
has
great.
A kicker.
It's true. If you think he's healthy.
Kick the distance.
First TD of the game, passing or any other. I would imagine on any other you get pretty good money, right?
So passing touchdowns -130, any others +110. HR, I'm just going to throw it right to you. Which one do you think is going to happen first? A passing touchdown or a rushing touchdown or any other?
I think a passing touchdown. If it's the Eagles, I think it'll be a rush. But I think the Chiefs are going to get the ball, go down the field, and they're going to pass and score.
Okay. What do you think, Matt?
I'd stay away from that one, because it just is like Harold said. I think it depends on who gets the ball first.
Because here's what happens. They've had 2 weeks to get ready. So every big game, the first offensive drive is what they've seen the weakness. Then the adjustments start coming in.
Correct.
So that's
and then there's a pick six, and it ruins all of our bingo cards.
Which is any other, and it's plus money. Exactly right. That's exactly why I like it. I think the rushing touchdown and the randomness of the Super Bowl, give me that one.
I know that you've talked about this one in the past, Dave. Shortest TD of the game, over under 1.5 yards. You like that little goal line tush-push TD.
Of course. And again, that's one of those ones where, you know, like my Uncle Gumpy or my buddy Phil or everybody talks about the tush push, and there's going to be a rushing touchdown, and Jalen's going to get one, and Saquon's going to get one. This price used to be great because people would come into the book for years and bet it over. Because how can there be a 1-yard touchdown? Pass interference in the end zone is actually like a play in the playbook. So that can very well happen. And you guys have had fantasy teams and leagues where your wide receiver catches a pass, it goes out of bounds at the 1, and they give it to the quarterback or the running back, and he steals a touchdown. There's going to be an under 1.5-yard touchdown in the game. But, Matty, it's minus 195 out here right now.
Oh, no
It's
thanks.
got very, very expensive. So if you want to do it, you got to lay it.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Dave, how come or maybe they do. What about the best commercial? Do they rank that, or who might be first? Will it be a nacho commercial? Will it be a car commercial? Do they do any of that stuff?
Thank goodness in Vegas, we don't really, there's gaming regulations that you have to follow. So there's none of that stuff. There's no Gatorade. There's no national anthem, although if you can find that national anthem bet, apparently it's an under and it can't lose. It's going to be faster than 120 or 121, whatever you can find. So no, we don't do it. We just had to slide that in case anybody's watching. It might want
Yeah.
We like
it.
I mean, that's what I've heard allegedly. I'm just saying that's.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I went to college with somebody who worked in an advertising capacity, and they worked on the campaign for the Bud Bowl. Remember the Bud Bowl?
The best ever. That was groundbreaking at the time.
Early 90s, she gave us the final score of the Bud Bowl. We were like, yeah, sure. Well, it was spot on. And back then, you could find action on the Bud Bowl. Dummy me. I could have been king of the castle at this point. Anyway, let's get you to some of the things that our guys cooked up, Dave.
Yeah, please. Come on.
The cross-sport props are a lot of fun, so our team here has cooked up some cross-sport stuff with baseball for us to run past you. I don't know that you can find this and book it anywhere, but here's some fun. Prop comparison. What's the bigger number, Dave Sherapan? The Dodgers' regular season win total, and it's listed at 104.5, or Saquon Barkley rushing yards Sunday at 109.5. What say you?
I love that. I think over both. Do I have to pick one or the other? You guys do such a great job, and I love baseball, and I'll be watching all summer, when the season starts. But there's not a person walking this planet that thinks that Dodgers is going under. Yeah. I have never seen it started at 105.5. I've never seen that before. They got the best team. They got the best players. And now they added to the pitching staff.
Yeah.
I think that has to go over, fellas.
I'm with you. It's a doggone all-star team. It really is. And I think Saquon's in for a nice Sunday, but I like the Dodgers win total more than the Saquon over.
Too.
Wow.
I'm with you on that. Here's the next one. Bigger number. Aaron Judge homers this season, or Travis Kelce Super Bowl receiving yards. And you can see the numbers on the screen for folks' edification. Last year, of course, Judge hit 58. The year before, 37. The year prior to that, an American League record 62. Kelce's last 5 postseason games, his receiving totals have been 27, 30, 84, 117 yards, and then he had only 19 yards in the AFC Conference Championship.
I'm over with both.
What do you say, Dave?
Wow. I think Judge's home run total over. I kind of like Kelce's yardage under. So which one do I like more? Without Soto, is Judge going to do it? I mean, without the protection and everything? He probably will. So I'm going to defer to the baseball one.
Let me ask you this. So why do you see Kelce under 60? Because I see it more of a control. I got to go to my guy in the Super Bowl. Tell me what you're thinking.
I worked with a guy named Tony D, and when he used to give me something, he would put his glasses down at the end of his nose and look over. I'm going to do that to you right now. Can you see what I'm wearing? It's all Eagle stuff, HR. That's why I like Kelce's yardage under. I like the Kansas City stuff under. I mean, it's pretty clear. What's so funny? What?
Mike Trout's calling. He wants your
Good
number
character.
as a fellow Eagles guy, Eagles backer. Dave, we appreciate you, man.
Dave, that's awesome.
Look for Dave's podcast, Catch Considerations. We love having you on the program, bud, and good luck with everything on Sunday.
I see the glasses down. I'll know what's up.
That's exactly right. Buongiorno and all the paisanos, great job. That the segment before was unbelievable.
A lot of fun, man. Dave Sherapan joining us from Vegas talking Super Bowl. We have to pause the baseball dialogue on Friday before the Super Bowl every day for Dave Sherapan. Back to baseball after a break.
Good.
I don't know if anybody was around listening to the story that we got about peanut butter in a jock strap. But we're going to retell it for you and go through some great baseball pranks next on the stove. There are new sets of projected win totals that are being released this time of year. We've talked a lot about the FanDuel numbers, which came out early, but the PECOTA rankings are also in now. So we thought we'd line them up in a couple of divisions to see if there's agreement or discrepancy on the projected win totals from teams from these two divisions. We're going to start in the NL East, where the Braves' PECOTA projection is 91.9. That's their second highest total to only the Dodgers among all 30 Major League teams. FanDuel says 93.5. The biggest discrepancy here, Harold, which I think is interesting, is with the Phillies, because PECOTA has them at 85.5.
Yeah.
FanDuel lists them at 91.5. Anything interesting to you here?
Well, the one thing to me, the Phillies have the less what-ifs. You know their pitching staff's healthy. Mm-hmm. They got two aces. And Ranger Suarez, the way he threw, gives them three really good, deep pitchers, but they're healthy. The Mets have question marks. I'm not sure if Senga comes back healthy, what he does. The Braves are all checkered with all kinds of questions as to health in the pitching staff. And will Acuna come back healthy? There's a lot of question marks. So I think the Phillies, for me, would be ranked higher.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I can depend on that a little bit more.
Speaking of the Phillies, we got Bryson Stott, who's going to come on with us to talk Phillies and talk Eagles, actually, right after this segment. Let's go to another division here, the NL West. Look at these Dodgers numbers. If you want to lay minus 650 and tie up your cash for 7 months, be my guest.
Wow.
I do think that they're going to exceed their PECOTA and FanDuel numbers, but the biggest discrepancy here is at the very bottom of the pack with the Rockies. PECOTA says 54.4, and the FanDuel number is at 59.5. You know, go ahead and get the plus 50,000 for your $100 bet for the Rockies to win the division.
Wow. I do think they have the division lined up in order. I think the D-backs are ahead of the Padres. It's going to be really good. The Giants are ahead of the Rockies down there.
Agreed. I agree. I think the Diamondbacks could exceed that number, too, at 87. I think they've made themselves a much better team than last year.
No doubt.
And San Diego, despite the relative inactivity, they're still probably better than a 500 team and a postseason contender for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another quick break because we mentioned Bryson Stott. He's ready to join us after a quick break. Hanging in Vegas, he's definitely got some skin in the game for the Super Bowl. That entire Phillies team is wearing green this weekend. And we'll visit with Bryson coming up next on the Friday Stove.
今回のスーパーボウル特集、そして MLB 最新情報をお届けした今回の放送、いかがでしたでしょうか。スポーツファンにとってこうした話題に触れる時間は何よりもワクワクするものですよね。特に今回の内容はスーパーボウルの勝敗予想やベッティング情報、MLB の最新状況まで幅広くカバーし、スポーツの魅力を余すことなく伝えることができたのではないでしょうか。まずは GREG、SLIST について振り返ってみましょう。今回もグレッグ・アムスティンガーが独自の視点で選んだスーパーボウルパーティーの招待リストを発表しましたが、やはり目を引いたのはトップに選ばれた大谷翔平選手の存在です。グレッグの中で大谷翔平選手がどれだけ特別な存在なのかが伝わる結果でしたが、それも そのはず。彼の成し遂げた偉業は、今や世界中のスポーツ界で注目されています。今回の GREG、SLIST では、これが大谷翔平選手にとって50回目の1位獲得ということで、彼がまさに50、50、50クラブの唯一無二の存在になったという表現が使われました。もちろんこれは冗談を交えたものではありますが、それほど彼の影響力が絶大であることを示しているとも言えるでしょう。それにしても、大谷翔平選手は、本当にこのスーパーボウルパーティーに参加するのでしょうか。MLB のシーズンが近づいている中で、大舞台のスーパーボウルに足を運ぶ可能性はあるのか。そして、もし本当に彼が会場に現れたら、どんなリアクションが起こるのか、考えるだけで興奮してしまいます。視聴者の皆さんはどう思いますか？彼がこのような場に顔を出すことはあり得ると思いますか？ぜひコメントで意見を聞かせてください。次に、今回の放送ではスーパーボウルのベッティングに関する話題も非常に興味深いものでした。ゲストとして登場したデイブ・ジュジャラパンが披露したラスベガスでの巨大ベッドの話は特に印象的でした。100万ドルもの現金を持ち込んで賭けをするという話は、一般のスポーツファンには想像もつかない世界ですが、それがラスベガスのリアルな日常であることが伝わってきました。今年のスーパーボウルに関しては、例年と比べてベッティングの動きが鈍いという興味深い指摘もありました。チーフスやイーグルスという馴染み深いチームの対戦が続いていることが、ファンの新鮮味を失わせている可能性もあるのかもしれません。また、試合の展開やプレイヤーのパフォーマンスに基づいたベッドの選択肢についても話題になりました。例えば、最初のタッチダウンがパスプレーによるものか、それともランプレーかという議論や、フィールドゴールの成功距離、最短のタッチダウンが1ヤード未満になる可能性についての考察など、細かいデータと戦略的な予測が展開されました。こうしたディープな議論ができるのも、スポーツベッティングの奥深さを示していると言えるでしょう。視聴者の皆さんは、どのような展開になると思いますか？スーパーボウルの結果をどのように予想していますか？ぜひコメントで皆さんの意見をお聞かせください。そして、今回の放送では MLB の最新情報についてもたっぷりとお届けしました。特に注目したのは今季のドジャースの勝利予想です。104、5勝という数字は過去の MLB シーズンにおいてもトップクラスの水準であり、まさに史上最強のオールスターチームとも言える状況です。今オフシーズンでの補強を考えると、彼らが優勝候補の筆頭に挙げられるのは当然のことでしょう。大谷翔平選手がドジャースに移籍し、山本由伸投手も加わったことで、チームの戦力はこれまで以上に盤石なものとなりました。さらに、ベッツやフリーマンといった既存のスター選手たちが健在であることを考えると、今年のドジャースはまさに銀河系軍団とも言える布陣です。このチームがどれだけの試合に勝利し、どれほどの記録を打ち立てるのか、考えただけでもシーズン開幕が待しくなりますね。皆さんは今シーズンのドジャースの成績をどのように予想しますか？彼らはワールドシリーズ制覇まで突き進むことができるでしょうか？また、MLB 全体の展望を見ても、今季は様々な注目ポイントが存在します。リーグ東地区では、フィリーズが安定した戦力を維持しており、強豪のブレーブスやメッツにどこまで食い込めるかが鍵となります。一方で、リーグ西地区では、大ヤモンドバックスが昨シーズンからさらに強化されており、ドジャースの対抗馬として期待されています。スポーツの世界は、毎年新しいドラマが生まれ、予想外の展開が待ち受けています。今年のスーパーボウル、そして MLB のシーズンが どのように展開されていくのか、今から楽しみで仕方がありません。スポーツは単なる試合結果だけでなく、そこに至るまでの努力やストーリー、そしてファンとの一体感が大きな魅力です。ここまでご覧いただき、本当にありがとうございます。もしまだチャンネル登録をしていない方がいましたら、ぜひこの機会に登録をお願いします。今後も最新のスポーツニュースや試合の分析、選手のインタビューなどをお届けしていきますので、ぜひ一緒にスポーツを楽しんでいきましょう。また、コメント欄で皆さんの意見や予想をお聞かせください。スーパーボウルの勝者予想、MLB のシーズン展望、大谷翔平選手の活躍についてなど、皆さんの考えをぜひ共有してください。今後の放送でも皆さんのコメントを参考にしながら、より充実したコンテンツをお届けしていきたいと思います。次回の放送もどうぞお楽しみに。これからも一緒にスポーツの興奮を味わいましょう。